You're listening to ArTEEtude, a podcast with artists created and produced by Detlef Schlich, a visual artist and ritual designer, living and loving in West Cork, and best known for his essay about the cause and effect of shamanism, art and digital culture. Working in the field of performance, photography, painting, sound, installations, and film, he will dive and discover with us and a weekly creative guest into the unknown and exciting deep ocean of the creative mind.
This is Detlef Schlich, and today I dive together into the unknown, exciting, unexpected, deep ocean of the creative mind, together with Gerry Thomas.
Hey.
Hi, Gerry.
Hi, Detlef.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
I've enjoyed the first part. It was really very interesting, and I'm looking forward to introduce you as well to the listeners now in the second part. More with your art, because for me it is art, and I must say, before we're gonna start and talk a little bit more about that, I started with my Instagram account a couple of months ago, and I mean I know Geraldine quite a long time, but I never saw really pieces and work, and I saw her work, and I saw it just once and I said, nice. But it was so nice that I came back to it because I really liked it. It was for me more than just jewelry.
Mm.
It was for me already an expression of art. And I thought, wow, so this fits actually quite good into my concept of ArTEEtude, because it is an ArTEEtude what you're going to do. So, yeah. So I thought it fits very well. And here we are. And,
here we are.
It's so cool to. I mean, we all know we're still in the new normal, and ArTEEtude is the concept actually. So to find a way to keep our old normal a little bit going, you know.
Yeah,
so
and I think it's a great thing.
I bought all this equipment, and we can keep the social distance on 1 or 2 meters. So even if we have a new lockdown, I can continue with this podcast.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Geraldine. Your artwork. You produce your artwork now in Ballyderhop, in the studio in Ballyderhop.
And Patrick Roche's Goldsmith studio on Main Street in Ballyderhop.
And you share that together with Patrick, the studio.
Yes.
Since when?
I share the studio since the 1st of July, actually. 1st of July this year.
That's very hot, very fresh.
Yes.
That is
but cool. It is not fresh in the sense that I've worked for 12 years in jewellery for people in a near town.
Yeah. And the concept, what you get now, is it you started this concept this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I started this concept this year, like bringing it out to light. But I mean, through all my life, I always created jewellery. It's a passion of mine. I create jewellery with everything I find, or, you know, with obviously anything could be a piece of jewellery. I make your standard pieces obviously as well. And I just started in the lockdown, to share that studio space, to have all the equipment. So this is how it came about. And I just started, didn't have a big concept, ordered some metals and started working. And since then, it's been very appreciated and it's great.
Which is nice.
I'm delighted, yeah.
I must say, I like the title of your, how can we say, edition?
Well, my label, or whatever you want to call it, my label or my jewellery or my art. The label is called Run with the Hunted.
Run with the Hunted. Is it inspired by Charles Bukowski?
It is inspired by Charles Bukowski.
By the book Run with the Hunted.
Yes. And it is. And in brackets it says art, armor, jewelry. Armor as in armor, you know, when you go to battle on a horse, you wear armor. And armor in the sense of to create a piece of jewelry that either has a big meaning to the wearer, or it is like a protection piece, you know, like a talisman, or like that is one concept. So this is where armor comes from. And jewelry, I actually don't like the word because it's overused, but it is jewelry, so I put it in there.
Yeah.
And that's and Run with the Hunted. People ask me, you know, why Run with the Hunted? And I said, because when you run with the hunted, you always run with the right people.
Yeah.
In my head, and it's not to be discussed, and everybody can take.
Yeah, no, sure, and I think it is a very philosophical subject, actually.
Yes, but let's not get into that. It would take too much time, I think. You know.
Yeah, but I would like to come back sometimes to that as well, because
if you have any questions, ask me. But this is basically it. You know.
Yeah. Is it just? I mean, I don't want to go deeper now into Camus, but is it as well? Has it a connection with Camus? Because Camus is very well known for his Absurdian.
Of course, is connected with all the big, writers and that I read when I was very young and inspired by. It will always come to that.
So,
you know.
I was wondering. So you used to be a librarian.
Yes.
So you read a lot.
I have read a lot. I'm not reading as much as I used to because I'm too occupied and my eyes are really bad and I fall asleep when I read. And I hate reading on any electronic device
Me too, actually. So I still love the books, things where I can write in it.
Yes.
And I'm so proud, even if I buy an expensive book, that I can draw and everything in it.
So I find that a bit difficult, and I would like to come back to that, but I'm not bothered either.
Yeah.
Yes, it is inspired by all the big readers. So
who's
I'm
Camus?
a
Who else?
Camus, Dostoevsky, Hesse, you name it, Heinrich Böll, okay.
As well, we had a short talk.
Yeah. All Jack Kerouac, you name it. I read a lot of Bukowski. I read Henry Miller. I can't even tell you, but there is a few things, and I will always haul from that. Because that is who I am, and that is like...
That's our memory, if we want...
Yeah, and with the library, you don't have to think like as a librarian, you read constantly. You do have to, and you get all the new books in, and you kind of, read the thing. But what I mainly focused on, and what was my biggest part, was all the old books, the Antiquariat.
Yeah, Antiquariat. This is a very... German word.
Das Antiquariat, so the old books that would come and be damaged and bind in leather, I would repair. So I always repaired everything.
So that was already a very, very arty work.
So I like, and now I actually know what it is. So if I'm not making jewelry at home, or if I'm not, like, I sew my clothes, I sew this, I sew that. That's my hobby. I never watch television because I can't concentrate.
Neither. Oh, no.
This is ArTEEtude.
So, but I realized that when my hands are busy, my mind is quiet.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's meditative to me.
I mean, but that's probably the reason why people play instruments as well.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, I already figured out if just playing around with my fingers that I'm getting quieter and calmer and.
Well, I can't say that, but
tapping.
No, I don't. Tapping.
You don't tap.
I don't tap. I tried. Bullshit.
Doesn't work for you.
Whatever. Yeah, no. So go ahead, Detlef there.
Yeah. No, that's great. So I like the concept actually. So because her artwork is for me pretty much a combination of poetry and installation, wearable installation art.
Well, thank you for recognizing that. That I hope I know you're an artist, so it's probably in the eye of an artist not an unusual concept.
I still wear your
Yeah, Outside the Sound of Pain, yeah.
What's the name of this artwork?
Outside the Sound of Pain.
Outside the Sound of Pain, and it's
Yes.
made out of.
This is gorse wood that I found on a walk, and this is a leather choker made out of my old motorcycle pants when I was 18, and
So you don't wear them anymore, probably.
no, they don't fit. And yeah, Outside the Sound of Pain is a song by Lara Lynn, who was, I know it from the True Detective that I watched, and it's the best series ever. If anybody's interested in it, it's best. Only the first season though. Anyway, they played it.
I can put that into the description.
So that was a song, and my best friends, their marriage broke up, and my friend was devastated and really, really upset. And I heard that song, Lighten the Fire, and I just started singing it, and I sang it to her, and it was just
What was her name again, please?
of the band.
Yeah.
Lara Lynn is her name.
Lara
Lynn.
Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard about that. I mean, maybe.
And it was a song in the soundtrack, and I don't even know what it's called. I can check it out. But one lyric line in the song is Outside the Sound of Pain. And I think that describes so many things, because when you're in pain, and pain has a sound to me.
Outside the sound of
pain.
I mean,
Yes.
pain probably has. I mean, if
A frequency. Sound travels in frequencies.
Yeah.
So sound to me is a frequency, and pain is a frequency.
I'm just trying to imagine that this abstract form of explanation. Yeah. True.
Well, to me, that's my world. This is how I
sure,
perceive the world. No?
Sure. I mean, obviously that if you feel pain, you.
I don't talk of physical pain.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't talk of stomach ache or a broken arm.
Yeah, so it's more
a broken soul. I talk about.
Yeah. So and I mean, I really like this chain. It's really I mean, it's not that I probably would wear it every day.
No. It doesn't have to be, and that's probably the most unwearable piece of those art pieces I make. Like, I mean, I wear it.
Yeah.
It look good on me, Detlef.
I mean, it fits you very well. It's the same. It's the same like this hippie jacket. What I wear, it fits me. So because
exactly,
I
know.
Today I used to wear. I knew that
you're in full 70s Woodstock power flower thing.
So you can watch all that stuff later, not later, couple of days later in my YouTube visual edition. But first of all, you have to bear with us, and you have to listen to this audio vision, because the concept is actually that you should really use your mind to understand what we're talking. I think that's as well. It's a challenge for listeners. So you wear another interesting chain.
Yeah. Yes. So this chain, long history again. This chain is inspired by. First off, this piece is called The Backbone of Friendship. And while I'm saying this is because I think friendship is one of the most valuable things that a human being can have. I'm talking about the real friendship. Hopefully everybody has one of them in their lives. So this piece is inspired by, I made this heavy silver chain. They're punk rock chain standard. I make them because I love them.
Wow. Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now back to the show.
You can buy them, but they're never handmade, and they don't, whatever. This is real ivory of an elephant. I have to say this.
Elephant ivory.
It is.
Where did you get that from?
So this was a whole block of piece of ivory. And it was sitting on the windowsill of my ex boss in Germany, Wildcat, who would travel into the jungles and everywhere to find out about native art and pieces, and because they were a tattoo and they would dive into, you know, tattoos have various histories. You have the Yakuza tattoos, the Japanese style tattoos, you have Maori, you have like, anyway. So he had been given this piece by a shaman in Brazil.
All right.
And it was always in his office. When I told him that I would like to leave to open a tattoo shop in Ireland, the last day I got my papers and we had the party and the goodbye, he called me into his office and gave me this piece as good luck because he knew I loved it so much. So I had this piece for ages, and it wasn't wearable because it was just a chunk out of a piece of, you know.
How big was
it? Was, well, if you put all those pieces together.
Just this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces?
There's more. There's a couple of more. Anyway, it was about, like, let's say 20 centimeters
right.
and, you know, 15 centimeters deep. So chunk. It wouldn't sit and wouldn't look good.
Yeah, sure.
So I went into the butcher's in Scal, who has a little bandsaw, and asked him to cut it. And he looked at me and said, this is ivory. I can't cut it with anything. It's too hard. And he did, because people in Ireland are fucking great. In Germany, they would have called the guards, probably. Anyway, so then I put this, and the photograph is my grandfather, who is one of the most... I have to thank him for really who I am. Forever and ever. Yeah. And he... after his death, we cleared out his house, and I found these photographs. And this is a photograph with his 3 best friends and with his sisters outside the Ice Cafe in about, let's say, 1952, maybe.
1952.
So a photograph of his friends. Is it
an original one, or is it?
It's an original photograph that I found that he had taken, a black and white photograph.
So you give that away. So would you sell it?
No, I'm not selling. Those pieces I brought today are not for sale. It's a concept.
Yeah, I was wondering.
But no, they're not for sale. They're just explaining the concept, what I want to do. So on the other side, so the backbone of friendship is him with his friends in trench coats, beautifully dressed like gentlemen, which you do not see anymore, and it's very sad. And with the dress code and with the attitude comes a code of honor and an integrity that I closely relate to anarchy, actually.
Which is another subject. When we might come back to that sometimes.
On the other side, I don't know which side I'm wearing. Detlef can tell me.
Now we have the side with your grandfather.
Okay, this is my grandfather. Okay, with the, I don't know. So on the other side, I found a picture that he took of a black bear in Berlin Zoo, 1937, which was in the Second World War. And I took that because it has the strength of a bear combined with a mammoth, combined with the backbone of friendship. Yeah. That's what you need in life, and a backbone of, just strength. And strength in friendship should be given and take a mutual kind of. Yeah. So this is it.
That's nice.
Thank you.
That's a nice piece. And I was wondering, because Geraldine, she showed me the piece before, and I made a couple of photos outside, and I was wondering if a piece like this is for sale.
It's not for sale, but it can be recreated. For instance, my sister saw it. She lives in San Francisco, has a hairdressing salon, is by herself. No kids, but she has a dog called Bishop, who's the cutest thing on earth, and that's her child. And she said he's getting old. She wants something like this, so I'm going to make her that chain in 9-carat gold wire, all hand sewn and soldered. And she sent me the pictures of her and the dog, and I made this locket out of 9-carat gold, ordered, the glass, and so she has the piece like that. It's an idea of, and I work with bone, whatever. So this is what I actually want people to do. If they have something in mind, come to me, talk to me, and we will find something that I can do for you I'll create I create a piece of armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that sense.
It is for me, it's I mean, I call myself sometimes ritual designer, and for me this is quite similar, you know, because
It is.
people can.
And
come
you know, not to, obviously people are not like, you know, I make regular jewelry as well, and I make like hammered gold hoop earrings in 3 different sizes, and they're flying out the door and they're absolutely beautiful. And I make signet rings because I like signet rings. They can be personalized with your initials or whatever. So, you know, the story goes on.
Yeah, it's great, Geraldine. We are almost finished with our second part now. I mean,
Because I talk so much.
time flies.
Time
It's
is on my
your
side. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Detlef.
It's cool. I love it because it shows the huge spectrum of what is possible in art, you know. And I hope people appreciate this ArTEEtude, you know. Great. Thank you for having you here. And we see us in the third part soon.
Au revoir.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is a listener-supported show. I feel honored if you subscribe this show. You can follow me non-financial with the following click on one of my Instagram accounts, or subscribe the visual version of this podcast on YouTube via the link below. If you like what you hear, be sure to tune in this Sunday for the third part of this ArTEEtude audio triptych. If you want to leave a donation for a coffee or a bus ticket, just follow the donation link via the ArTEEtude podcast account. Eventually, I would like to thank, through this medium, all my members and listeners of the I Love West Cork Artists Network from all over the world. Just to remember myself that without you, this here couldn't and wouldn't happen.
You have listened to ArTEEtude, West Cork's first art, fashion and design podcast. ArTEEtude, never so close again. That was too close.